Hey there, welcome to Rusty's Sudoku stream. This is a little late in the day. I have a event tomorrow. It's not my event. It's the Medtronic Twin City Marathon in between Minneapolis and St. Paul. And I, as a ham radio operator, helped to provide communications for medical teams at various locations on the course, and I need to be at the site tomorrow morning at about 6:30. Set up and grab some of the equipment from one of my peers on site about 7 a.m. and we'll be on site and helping out, weather permitting, until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, let's hide the highlighter, hit the check. Looks like it's solvable. Go ahead and grab a screenshot if you need to. And let's see if we can solve this. Turn the highlighter back on. And looks like I've got two possibilities for a 1 here. Yeah, there seems to be some issue with the keyboard settings here for some reason. And this is after a reboot. Speaking of a reboot, let me check here. Okay. Wanted to make sure that those clocks up in my screen are keeping time. Okay. Couple possibilities for 1 here. Looks like I've got 3 possibilities here, 4 up here. So we'll move on to 2s. We've got 2 2s on the board. So I've got 3 possibilities here, 2 possibilities here. And that's going to be it for 2s. How about 3s? 2 possibilities on 3 here, or 2 3s on the board here. And I've got 3 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here, and those are going to be the only, or the best I'm going to see at this point. Well, other than this square here, I've got 2 possibilities for 3. I should probably check and see if I got anything like that to choose, but I don't expect I do. We got those 2. Yeah, that's full. I've got 4 possibilities there and 3 there. Yep. So checking 3s a little bit further. Got those 2 as possibilities. Got too many down here, too many here, 3 here, 5 down here, 3 here. So onwards, 4s. Got 2 4s on the board. We get a solve here. 2 possibilities here. Let's see. 2 possibilities up here. Means 2 possibilities here. Anything else? 4 possibilities here. 3 here. All right. On to 5s. Got 4 5s on the board. 2 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. solve here. 3 possibilities here. For the moment, I've got 4 possibilities here. So, onwards, 6s. 2 possible 6s here. In here, I've got 4 at the moment. 3 here, 4 here. 3 here, 4 here. So that's going to do it for 6s for now. 7s, I've got 3 on the board. 3 possibles here, 3 possibles here, 3 possibles here, 2 possibles up here. That affects this. That turns this into a 7. And that gets me a 7 here, a 7 here, which also gets me a 5 here. Means I've got 2 possible 7s here. Still have 4 possibles here, 2 up here. We found this 5, so let's go back a little bit. Now we've got 2 possible 5s here. Apparently I found this 5 and I forgot to check this area out well. Let's see, still have 2 possibles there. And that leaves me with 4 possibles up here. Okay. How about 8s? Well, I've got 2 8s on the board. 3 possibles up here and down here. 3 possibles here. 5 possibles here. 5 here. 6 here. And yep, I did say 3 there. And over here I've got 5 possibles. So on to 9s. Let's see, I've got 2 possible 9s up here. I saw 3 9s on the board, yep. And so I've got 3 possibles here. 4 or 5 possibles here, 4 here. 3 here. 3 here. Okay, that's not a lot of help. Of that set, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The only thing I'm really missing here is the 8s. There's 3 possibilities for an 8. And unfortunately, I can't give it just those there. I'd like to, because they're the ones that need a second one, potentially. But this is also possibly an 8. But at the same time, let's go ahead and start our flood here. And just as a reminder, what I mean by flood is we're going through, and at this point I'm starting with 8s. There's a really lousy point to start from, but I was working off of it for one of them to begin with, so we'll continue. And we just go through all of the squares and fill in every one of them with that could be an 8 at this point, or it could be any of the other digits. Specifically, they're not being blocked by something else. And I work with 8s normally only because that was all that was left in this one. Let's go ahead and do the same for 9s. We've got 2 up here. We've got 2 possible 9s here. 2 possible 9s here that I missed earlier. Both of them. Here we've got 3 possible 9s. I've got 4 possibles here. 3 possibles here. No, that's not a possible. So 2 possibles there. So that's 9. It looks like I've got 5 possibles here at the moment. All right. Now let's go through choices to work our way down from 8 now with 7s down to 1, or start with 1s and move up to work our way up to 7s. I think we'll just go with start it with 7s. We've got 3 possible 7s here. Do appear copy or earmarked? These 2 are earmarked. So that means we get all 7 potentially placed. 6s. We've got 2, 3 6s on the board. So one of these 4 is going to be a 6. One of these 3 will be a 6. One of these 4 is going to be a 6. I've got 4 possible 6s here. And 3 possibles here. And then we've got those 2 already marked. So on to 5s. 2 possibles there. 2 possibles there, and then I believe we've got 3 possibles here. Plug in. Got a given or earned there or learned there. All right. So on to 4s. We've got 4 4s on the board. 2 possibles there, 2 over here. And let's see, 2 here. That means one of these 2 is a 4. Should have caught that earlier. All right, and then I've got 4 possible 4s here. 2 of them there, actually. Okay, that's 4s. 3s. Currently showing 4 possible 3s here. I've got a whole mess of them here. Everything's a possible 3 here. There we've got 3 possible 3s. And I've got 3 possible 3s here. 4 possible 3s here. Got the 2 up here. And 2 possible 3s here. On to 2s. Don't have any mark here, and it looks like I've got 4 possibilities. Over here, I've got 3 possibilities. Three possibilities here. Five possibilities here. Looks like 4 possibilities here. I've already got 2 marked in here, and that means I've got 5 to put in here. And then we finish with the 1s, and then we start seeing if we can solve this outright. So I've got 2 possible 1s there, 3 possible 1s here. And just for reference, we've got those two possibles here, two here, and it looks like I've got four possibles here. All right. Now let's see what we can clean up and maybe solve. How about this one? I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looking at the 8 and a 9 here, so this is the 8. That cleans up a couple of things. Here we've got, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So yes, that is a 1. And let's see. Sometimes as we're working those, they open up others. Not so much this time. Five, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. 9, 2, 8, 2, 9, 8, 2, 8. What I'm looking for at this point, if I can find any, is, for example, if I've got a 2, 3 here, if one of these wasn't a 1, then it would be possible to fill the other, or fill the one that is a 1. But we're not getting that, or much of that this time. So I think we're going to migrate on to the process of well, not quite random choice, but plug in and back, or figure out what we have to go to backwards. Let's make some noise here. We'll put an 8 here. That forces this to be a 3, this to be a 2. That makes this into a 9. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1. Basically what we're looking for is, as we're doing this, does it leave any of these squares or cells empty? If it does, then we've obviously got an error in it so far. We got a 4848, so not an 8 here. 2329, 3929, 298962. Nope. 7, 8484, 6 here, 2, 1, 3, oh, 2, 1, 3, and 4. We got a 5 going in here, 6 and 8, 7, 5, and let's see, 9 and 9. So we've got a, this is leaving a hole, so we're going to back out as far as we can to back out what we tried this stage, which was that 823 combination. So either this is 8 with a 3 here and a 2, or this is the 8 and so on. We'll give this a try. And we get a hole here. So that's not it. It is possible that I'm doing something wrong in here, so we will keep doing or trying this and see if we come up with a, okay, for example, right there, that's not working either. So let's back that out. And try another location where we've got some sort of a combination. So in both of these cases, one of them has to be 2, the other has to be a 3. Either of these could be 1. Let's go with this one for now. 2, 3, 2, 3. 9, 2, 9, 3, 9, 3. So this is a 2 up here. That makes this into an 8, 3, 2. This becomes a 5. 7, 8, 4, 8, 4. Nope, we got that 6 problem again. So back that out, and we'll try this one as a 1. Does that help me at all? Well, that turns this into a 1. 9, 6, 9, 3, 7, 6. Not useful there. However, the 2, 3, 2, 3 means this becomes a 4, 8. 4, 8 here. That means neither of these can be 8. So I got a 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3. Don't have a 2, 3 to match up there. All right, let's punt on the 2, 3 and see if we get a fix out of that. Yeah, we got a single 1 here in the column. So let's go with that. I should look and see if that's the case. Actually, that is the case. I'm going to back out everything dealing with the 2, 3s and that 1 down here and look back at this one. So really what we're looking at is I've got 1s in those 2 locations. Now we got triggered into that here. So let's work it through here. 1, 1, 1. Well, that's my bedtime alarm. So I'm going to be late to bed. Oh well. Again, we clean up 2 and 3 here. And the 4 for the 8s here. Since one of these two has to be a 9, no 9s above it. The 9s are in the next column over. Okay. Well, it wasn't a magic bullet, but let's continue on. Now we can work with the 2 3s and see if that gives me anything useful. 2, 3, 2. Here we get an 8, 3. That gets a 9 over here, 3 here, 2, and 9 here. That leaves a hole here. So back to that 2 3 race, and let's split them. 3, 2, 3. I end up with a 2 9 pair there. Here we get that 9 3. 5 here now. That gives me a 6 here with an 8 here, 4 and 3. Do a quick sanity check. I didn't leave anything blank. But that also lets me find a couple of possible singleton 7s. And we now have a 2 and a 5 here, 8 and 3 here, 8 4 there. We get a 5 here, 9 6 pair. That's going to be cleaned up something outside of it. Here we get an 8. That turns this into a 4. 6 here, 2 and 1. Doesn't touch that 4 2 yet, or 4 8. 9 here now, and here. Oh, we're broken again. Okay. Okay, that was one of the 8s. I keep getting stuck with the 9 2 3 combination here, where there's we end up with these two being 9. So I'm going to try forcing one of them to be a 9, the other to be a 2. Or no, a 3. It was a 3. Alright, that turns this into a 2, 6, 2 3 2 3. Turns that into a 4, 8 here, 1 and 3, 8 here, 2 here, 4, 7, 5, 3, 2, 9, 3, 8, and we get a hole here. So that doesn't mean that the 9 was picked wrong. Let's try the 3 2 into a 2 3 and see if that changes anything good for us. I don't expect it to, but you know, we're not going to find out unless we try. 8686. So 2, 1, 4, 3, 5, 6, 8, 8. Nope, that's not it. Let's try flipping the 9s then. 9 there, 3 here, 2 here. That gives me a 2 here and a 9. 3 here, 2 here, 4 up here. Now that becomes an 8. 3 here, 1. 8 here. And hold there. So flip the 2 and the 3 again. And we end up with a pair of 3s here. That's not going to work either. Okay. I think that was the only 2 places I could put the 9. There. Well, let's try forcing a 9 here. Put this 9. 2, 3, 2, 3. So this is a 6 and an 8. 4 here now. 7, 3, 7, 3, 8 up here. 4, 3, 5, 7. 2 here. 3. 3, 2 here. 9, 3, 6, 8, 2, 8, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, we end up with the whole. All right, I am going to start from scratch. Reset the puzzle to the very beginning. And this time I am just going to flood fill from the beginning, so that from 1 on up to 9. So we got 1s here, and some 1s over here. A pair of 1s here, triplet of them here, and a pair of them here. 2, 4, nope, 3 2s here. 5 2s here. What I'm kind of looking for out of this is to see if I can maybe find where I'd possibly left something in the wrong place or put something in the wrong place the first time through. Or left something that should have been filled unfilled. And since I'm going about it this way, I'm going to try from here on out with the 3s. Okay, 4. All right. 5 here. And 9s. All right. Now, still have a 1 here. That doesn't give me anything obvious, except I do see that I've only got 1 7 in the row here, so that's going to be a 7. 1 7 in the column here. And that gets me an 8 here. Four here because it's the only one in the row or in the column. There was a 4 in the row already. Not a 2 here. If an earmarked number is red, it means it was entered incorrectly. I am prone to that. So I will endeavor not to lie down on the job, but okay. Got another standalone. Not that one. One here. Two here. Two here. Two here. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 means this is going to be a 5 and a 7. And like before, and that's not what I was thinking. Those two can be 2s. I neglected to drop them in properly. Okay. And I got a 9 on its own up here, so let's stop the screaming over the errors that I was leaving it out alone, because you're right. Okay, this can't be a 7, so it's a 5, and this becomes a 7. 8, 4, 8, 4, 8, 3. And also affected by the 8 2s. Let's see. One of these two is a 4, and this one's going to be a 3. Three and 4. There we go. Which makes this an 8, a 4 here. 9 2 9 2. So this is a 3. Six here, 8, 2, and 5. It's me an 8 here. 7 here, 5 here. Okay, we have a 9292 here, so not a 2 or a 9 here. Not a 2 here. Nope. Not a 2 here, so this is a 6, 2 here. 8 here. 2 here. 4, 9, 6, 9, 6. 6 here. 3 with the 9 back here. That turns that into a 6. This becomes a 9 and a 6 here. And we got some singletons here, a 1, a 7, a 2. I get a 9 singleton down here. 2 here. 9, 8, and 6. 2. And that's not what I was looking for. 2 here. 4, 9, 4, and 9. No, not a 9. 8. 44 minutes. 18 seconds. I'm going to do the write-up or wrap-up, and we'll get the solution out either after, a little after midnight if I wake up and get a chance to come down here and do it, or before I leave in the morning. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful day, and we will talk with you again tomorrow, I hope.